In today's video, we're going to model this right here. We're going to be using Booleans, bevels, just some very basic modeling workflows so that way you can make this shape in a matter of minutes. So let's get started. Now, I will be going a little bit quickly in this video. This is not for complete beginners. If you want to learn our full hard surface modeling workflow in under 2 weeks with about 30 to 60 minutes a day, like thousands of students have done at this point, then I would recommend grabbing our accelerator program in the link below. All right, so I'm just gonna add in a cylinder here, gonna give it 64 vertices, and then I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees and scale that a bit, shade auto smooth, that should be fun. Then I'm just gonna duplicate the cylinder, gonna scale that down, gonna kind of move this up to about this position. Then what I wanna do is I simply want to take this face, turn on vertex snap, we're gonna snap that face there, and then snap that face over to there. Looks good. Now what I wanna do is I wanna fuse these two together, and the way we do that in Blender is by running a union boolean, so Control plus on the numpad. It's gonna glitch out because the faces are on the same spot, but very easy, we just change this over to exact, and that will work fine. The trick I like to use is if you have the machine tools plugin, which if you don't, make sure you pick that up. If you turn on all these settings right here, the only one that really matters right now is the cleanup, but you can turn all these on because those are what I use. But basically, if I press the 3 key, it cleans up the junk. Don't really worry about what it does. Like, I don't even change these settings ever. So you press the 3 key, and then you can combine that operation with a limited dissolve and just set that to something low like 0.1 because we only want to dissolve the flat surfaces there. That's going to get rid of most of the junk, which is precisely what we want. Now I also want to add a bevel right here. We don't have a ton of space. I also notice we have, it's very hard to see, but you can kind of see we have an edge very close to this other edge right here. So what I'm going to do is just press or select everything, M, merge by distance, and set this to something, just hold shift and slightly increase that. And it should just be 1, 2, and then 3, 4 vertices, and there we go. Now what I want to do is I want to add a bevel. I don't really have space to add the bevel, so what I'm going to do is dissolve out. As a matter of fact, what I could do here, check this out. This is a new feature in, I believe, 4.5, but I can control click these faces, go into edge mode, and then go to select, deselect boundary. Now I can run a checker deselect. We just offset that by 1, so we have the bottom one. I could dissolve that. The reason I'm doing that is because this is a bit more dense than the outer cylinder. I just want to keep it a bit consistent. And then maybe I'll just dissolve out these two right here. Run a bevel like that. Can symmetrize over with mesh machine. Now I'm going to actually just dissolve out this one only. I think that'll look better. We'll do that. And then, just add a few segments there. Symmetrize to the bottom. If the symmetry isn't working, make sure your origin point is at that cursor. So right click, set origin to geometry. Still not working, so in this case I'll set it to 3D cursor. Then I can just run a symmetry. And again, that symmetrize tool comes with mesh machine. You can also do this in regular Blender right here. Cool, so we have a decent looking shape right now. I like how that looks. Maybe we have perhaps a bit too many segments here. It doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of going for the shape on this one. Now what I want to do is I want to go into the side view and add in another cylinder, shade auto smooth, and rotate this. We're going to scale this down, and we're going to position this right here, and we're going to kind of go to there and just run a difference boolean kind of like that. Now I know the shading's a mess. Don't worry, we're going to fix that. What we can do here is we can add a bunch of loops here through the middle. That should isolate a decent amount of the shading. And then for the inside here, we're going to do the same thing. Just add some loops to kind of isolate that shading as well. And then just for later, what I'm going to do is add a duplicate of this object. And on this duplicate one, so this one right here, I'm just going to remove the boolean, and we can use a simple data transfer later on. So we'll just kind of hide that. We'll just call this base, doesn't really matter. We're just going to focus on this one for right now. Now I'm just going to go ahead and symmetrize down with Alt X, And actually, because this is not applied yet, we're going to have to use a mirror. So what I can do here, just run a mirror modifier there, then a mirror modifier over to there. The difference between symmetry is symmetry, I'll show you real quick. Symmetry only works on real geometry. This is not real geometry until we apply it. Now it's real geometry and symmetry is going to work. If you want to, work on non-real geometry like this, that's not applied yet, you could use a mirror. And in this case, you could either mirror the actual object or you could mirror the cutters here. And there's situations where you might want to do one over the other. It's kind of outside the scope of this video. But in this case, we can just go ahead and mirror the main object. And that looks pretty good actually. And don't worry about the shading. Again, we'll get that fixed. For right now, what I want to do is I want to go in here, add in another cylinder. We'll shade that auto smooth and rotate it. And then what I'm going to do is just kind of go in here, scale that down, scale this out, just run a difference boolean on there. And now we kind of have this shape right here. Now, depending on how you're following along with the tutorial, you might have the positioning a bit different than I do. So if your boolean looks like this, where it's like glitching through, that just means you've scaled it into that circle. So just scale that down or move it up so it's not, below that. It's kind of like right up there and you should be fine. So that should be good. And there we go. Next, I'm going to go ahead and just go, I could probably apply this boolean here, to be honest. You could work on the boolean if you want. I'll just apply it. Then I'm just going to add in a loop cut, going to bevel that, and then just kind of scale that in like that. And then I'm just going to go to select loop, select boundary loop. That'll just select the outer area. Then I can just add that in. And then for the inside portion, I can just add in a simple chamfer kind of like that. There we go. If I'm going too fast, guys, this is probably a bit too advanced for you. Grab the accelerator. You won't be, struggling to follow along with any of this once you have the right foundation. The foundation is so important and a lot of people skip that. So as always, that's linked below. Cool. So looks decent to me. What I think I'll do here is I'll go ahead and apply this boolean now. Just like that. And then I'm just going to select this and run an L select with mesh machine. That way I can just go in and just run like a boolean cleanup just to make life easier, clean up as much as I want. And then I can just go ahead and run my symmetry here. We also have a mirror, but at that point I already symmetrized it over, so it's fine. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing. And if this weird area is getting selected, you can go to this angle and kind of reduce that like so. And then I'm just going to right click and then mark sharp to keep that nice and sharp. And yeah, I think this is fine. Finally, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to run a simple offset cut and give myself enough room to run a bevel kind of like that. And there we go. Then I can, of course, symmetrize all that. I could also keep the mirror modifier live if I want. It doesn't really matter. And then I'm just going to get in here and maybe just expand the selection a few times. Do something like that. Extrude it. Kind of scale that in. Just make an interesting detail here on the inside. Like that. Maybe even... yeah, that should be fine. And then just to kind of save time, actually no, this is good. So what we're gonna do now is just clean up this shading right here. Now you've probably seen my videos on this before. Let me just first run a tiny holding bevel. I might even run a chamfer here on the outside just because I think it'll look a bit cleaner. Small chamfer there on the outside. If it's too small, the bevel is just gonna override it. So let's make it a bit larger, like that. And then here's the trick that I like to use. I can actually go in here and just select this area and then just expand that selection once. And yeah, that should be a decent enough selection. Really what we want to do is clean up the nasty shading. So the way I do that, maybe this will work better. And then I can just deselect that area. And this is kind of like roughly where those shading issues are. And then, if you've seen before, I'm sure you've seen in my videos, we're going to assign that vertex group like that. Very easy. And then we're just going to go ahead and run a data transfer. So go here, going to go to edit, data transfer, that can stay at the bottom. We're going to choose that vertex group and choose that base object we had before. So this one right here. And then we just go here to these settings. You can just copy me. And that's going to magically clean it up. Here's the before, here's the after. It's literally like that easy. Now it is messing up this edge right here a little bit, and that's probably because of this selection. So what I should probably do here is that's still going to have a shading error. So what I probably want to do in this case is just add in maybe an extra loop here. So for example, I could just go in, we'll cut through on the X, press C to cut through all the way, and then we can just have a nice little buffer here in this area. And then what we can do is select, and then this area we're just going to remove from that vertex group there. And I kind of messed with the selection a little bit, so let's try that again. Let's reassign it. Sometimes this is buggy. I'm just going to go ahead and add in a new one. We're going to assign that. And there we go. It worked that time. Yeah, sometimes it's buggy, guys. Don't ask. That's just that modifier for you. So now we don't have that weird glitch that we had before. And we have a very clean shading on the object. It's actually perfect. If I go here to a matte cap, it passes through perfectly. Before, it didn't, and then after it did. That is why I use this tool so much, because it's basically like magic, really. So yeah, there you go. Looks pretty good, and the mirror modifier should be carrying over the rest, of course. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to add in a plane. We're just going to rotate that and scale it, and then let's just run a simple solidify. We'll press 2 with hard ops to kind of add an even thickness. And then we'll just go ahead and run a difference boolean there. And there we go, that's it. So quick and easy shape, didn't really take that long to make. It's just some basic booleans, basic adjustments, basic bevels, and you can make, stuff like this in a matter of minutes. It's really easy if you're equipped with the right tools and the right information. Now, if you're struggling with the hard surface modeling workflow at all, whether that's modeling, rendering, hard ops, and box cutter, coming up with ideas in your head, any of that, guys, let us help you. We have the best program in this industry right now. It's called the Hard Surface Accelerator. You've probably heard us, mention it before. That's because it is really good. It's backed by almost 5,000 students at this point, getting extremely good at Blender in a very short period of time. So guys, get off the YouTube rabbit hole. If you need our help, let us help you. Go through this program. We've recently updated it, so there's a lot more goodies in there to help you further. And this is the best program you can enroll in if you want to get very good at hard surface modeling in about a week or two. And that's backed by a guarantee as well. So if you're interested in that, click the link in the top of the description or in the pinned comment for more information. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.